When a team puts together a championship season like the North Summit Braves did during the 1989 season, you can rest assured that there's been a lot of hard work and preparation. Most teams begin their season in the weight room with a summer conditioning program and then work into their preseason conditioning. It is on the basis of these experiences that most programs are built. However, the 1989 Braves started their season much earlier in a much more unusual spot than in the weight room. An assassin's bullets cut down former Braves star Jeff Ball while he was serving an LDS mission in Bolivia. From the moment that horrible message swept through North Summit High School, the football team was never the same again. A meeting was called in May, and the athletes, through their tears of sorrow, dedicated their season to Jeff as a demonstration of their love and respect for him. Throughout their season, the character of the athletes shone brightly and made this truly a season for heroes. Before the first home game of the season, the stands were full, and all eyes were on the activities taking place on the sideline as the entire team lined up to officially dedicate the season to Jeff. In addition, a special presentation was made to Joyce and Brent Ball.
Jeffrey Brent Ball was a 1987 graduate of North Summit High School. Jeff was a 3-year two-way starter at linebacker and fullback and was selected to the all-region team as a sophomore and all-state teams as a junior and a senior. Jeff led the North Summit Braves football team in tackles for 2 consecutive years, averaging 12 solo tackles and 14 assists. Jeff also rushed for over 400 yards a year for 3 consecutive years. Jeff was captain of the football team for 2 years and co-most valuable player as a junior and most valuable player as a senior. The accumulation of Jeff's outstanding football career was his participation in the 1987 multiple sclerosis all-star football game, where he was named defensive captain and starter as linebacker. Jeff died on May 24th, 1989, while serving a mission for the LDS Church in La Paz, Bolivia. The 1989 North Summit Braves football team would like to dedicate this season in the memory of Jeff Ball. We would like to present Brent and Joyce Ball with a plaque and jersey with Jeff's name and number.
It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know.
We would also like to present a plaque and jersey to Cammie Richens, the North Summit High School student body president, to be displayed in the high school trophy case where all may see and enjoy.
Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings.
Turning to sports, a lot of football action today. Yeah, and the game that we told you about at 5:30, that was really more than a game day.
And Ephraim, the final game of the 1A state high school football season was held today at Snow College in Ephraim, and they saved the best for last. Wesley Ruff was on hand. He has that story, but he also has the story behind the story.
Parowan struck quickly in this game. Quarterback Brandon Thornton goes up top to Todd Lloyd. It's a 40-yard touchdown that gave the Rams a 12-0 lead. But North Summit battled back to retake the lead. Number 35, Brent Merrill, plows upfield. He goes 26 yards for the score. The 2-point conversion gave the Braves a 14-12 lead. But the Rams came right back with a 26-yard touchdown of their own. Thornton to Greg Townsend. It's 20-14 for Parowan. North Summit tied the game at 20-all, but right before intermission, Brant Stubbs intercepts this Nate Sargent pass and returns it 25 yards for the score. Parowan took a 26-20 lead at intermission. But with 10 minutes to go in the game, North Summit tied it up at 26. Then on the 2-point conversion, Sargent hits Wade Smith. North Summit wins it 28-26 to lock up its first state championship since 1972. Now both teams had something to play for today. Parowan was hoping to win its first state football championship ever, but North Summit was playing for something more important than a game. May 24th, 1989. Jeffrey Ball of Colville was killed by an assassin while serving an LDS church mission to Bolivia. Ball was an all-state football player for North Summit High School, and after his death, his friends and teammates decided to dedicate this season in his honor.
1, 2, 3, brace!
These kids were gracious enough, I guess, to let us be a part of that and dedicate the season to Jeff.
The players wore a patch on their uniform with Jeff's name and number on it. They also carried his memory in their hearts.
Jeff was a hard player. We were freshmen when he was a senior. He set an example for us, and he was just like just an idol for us all. We just looked up to him. That's the kind of kid he was. He never quit. He never gave up, and he treated everybody as a friend.
Let's go!
Remember who it's for.
Before the game, the players made their final preparations, and on the wall was a banner with one of Jeff's favorite quotes.
You know what that sign said? I never said it would be easy. I just said it would be worth it. Guys, it hasn't been easy this season. It hasn't been easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's darn sure been worth it.
The coach told his players they did not have to win the title to honor Jeff, but when the game was over and the title was theirs, a sense of accomplishment set in.
I feel great. I've never felt like this before. I just love this feeling. It was a team effort, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life. We came out, we wasn't psyched as we should have been, and we knew who it was for without even saying anything.
Let me ask you a tough question. What would Jeff do if he were here today?
He'd be ecstatic. No question about it.
Jeffrey Ball, number 43 on the roster, but in the hearts of his family and friends, he'll always be number 1. Wesley Ruff, Nightcast Sports.
ESPN presents the Youth of America doing their best on Scholastic Sports America. ESPN Scholastic. Just over 1,000 people live in the small town of Colville, Utah, where we found this week's hometown heroes, a state championship football team, and a former player, a team captain, who lost his life while serving a church mission in South America. Wesley Ruff has the story.
1, 2, 3, brace!
As the North Summit Braves prepared for their first state title game in 17 years, their thoughts were not only on the upcoming contest, but also on something more important than a game. On May 24th, 1989, 20-year-old Jeffrey Ball of Colville, Utah, was gunned down by terrorists while serving as a Mormon missionary in Bolivia. Jeff had been an all-state football player at North Summit High School, and after his tragic death, his former teammates decided to dedicate this season in his honor.
These kids were gracious enough, I guess, to let us be a part of that and dedicate the season to Jeff.
The players wore a patch on their uniforms with Jeff's name and number on it, and they carried his memory in their hearts.
Jeff was a hard player. We were freshmen when he was a senior. He set an example for us, and he was just like just an idol for us all. We just looked up to him. That's the kind of kid he was. He never quit. He never gave up, and he treated everybody as a friend.
Let's go!
Remember who it's for.
Before the game, the players made their final preparations, and on the wall of the locker room was a sign with their fallen comrade's favorite saying.
I never said it would be easy. I just said it would be worth it. Guys, it hasn't been easy this season. It hasn't been easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's darn sure been worth it.
Coach Harrison told his players that no matter what the outcome, they had already honored Jeff with their dedication. Jeff's father looked on anxiously from the sideline, but the game started off badly for the North Summit Braves. The Parowan High School Rams jumped out to a quick lead. Quarterback Brandon Thornton hooked up with Todd Lloyd on a 40-yard touchdown pass to give the Rams a 12-0 advantage. But North Summit battled back. Brent Merrill plowed upfield on his way to a 26-yard touchdown. The two-point conversion gave the Braves a 14-12 lead. But Parowan came back with a 26-yard touchdown of its own. Thornton to Greg Townsend. It was 20-14 Rams in the second quarter. North Summit still trailed by 6 with 10 minutes left in the game, but the Braves tied the score at 26-all. Then Nate Sargent hit Wade Smith on the two-point conversion that gave North Summit an emotional 28-26 come-from-behind victory. When the game was over and the championship was theirs, a sense of accomplishment set in for the players.
I feel great. I've never felt like this before. I just love this feeling. It was a team effort, and I'll remember it for the rest of my life. We came out, we wasn't psyched as we should have been, and we knew who it was for without even saying anything.
Let me ask you a tough question. What would Jeff do if he were here today?
He'd be ecstatic. No question about it.
Nate Sargent rolled to his right and looked downfield for his receiver. Finally, he spotted Wade Smith in the corner of the end zone, and the rest was history. Parowan tried to get another drive going, but Wade Smith picked off a Rams pass, and it looked like he was going for a long return until he was decked by Brett Morrow. Smith left the game for a few plays, but Morrow was ready to run, and he moved the ball out to the 50-yard line. Parowan got one more shot at the ball, but defensive pressure from the outside led to this sack, and the North Summit Braves could rest easy as they were the best 1A football team in the state of Utah.
On behalf of the Prisoners Club, I'd like to give everybody a welcome. I guess after today you can rename our team the Cardiac Kids.
I have it on my desk, a little saying, jackasses can run when they're out in front, but it takes a thoroughbred to come from behind. for the job. In our opening school assembly, I told the kids there's two things I want, and that's to be winners and to keep being winners. There's an old saying that, you know, everybody can't be a winner, so it's nice to lose. But that isn't the case. These kids came home winners, not only physically, but mentally. I've been to 17 state championship games now over the years. And that's the first one I've walked around with shirt sleeves. And if you don't think it's not tough for these kids to come out of Colville, practicing in the cold, and go down there and play in 70-degree weather, you better think twice. Chad Hobart sweated more today than he's done in the last 4 weeks.
I guess the seniors are going to talk here for a second. I just want to say a couple of things as a captain. This is the best bunch of guys I've ever played football with, and they're awesome. As he's coming down the road, none of us could believe how many cars there was and all the support we had. We just thought we'd come down here. And we really thank you for all your support, and it's great to be #1 in the state.
All of us got together. Jeff saying that I never said it'd be easy, I always said it'd be working. We got the whole team sign it, and we got to do the coach ball. This is a fine group of young men. It's certainly a pleasure for me to have opportunity to work with them. They spent a lot of time preparing for this day, and what would have been a fantastic finish to a fantastic year. I know on behalf of my family, and on behalf of Jeff, we thank you. Real quickly, just a few things that I'd like to say. First of all, I would like to thank my wife for all the help that she's given me. She had a real rough day today. You can see the little hats, we were just a little bit confident. Midway through the second quarter, she was just a little bit worried about what was going to happen. So I appreciate her support in battling through today. I'd also like to thank the fine coaching staff that we have here, Coach McKee, Coach Ball, Coach Crittenden, and Coach Morrow. They're a great group of coaches, and I appreciate them and all the hard work they put in for us and on behalf of the kids. A couple other things. To echo some things that other people have said, you know, you can't say enough good things about these kids. Like was said earlier, they battled through a lot of things today. You know, we've been fortunate throughout most of the year. We've been able to kind of ride up on top of things, get a big lead and hang in there and score some points. Today we had to come back and battle back. It took a lot of courage for these kids to do that, and I appreciate them. And I'd also like to thank the kids that have played for me the last 2 years, the previous 2 years that I've been up here. Each year when we ended the season, we told those kids, if and when comes a chance that we do win a state championship, that those guys are an important part of the program, that they help set the cornerstones and the foundation of this state championship, And I'd like to thank those guys for all the support and all the hard work that they put in as football players here at North Summit. Last thing, and then I'll sit down. Coming home on the bus, the guys behind me told me that they lost that loving feeling and they'd like to perform for you right now.